So after doing a video on our viewer's deck the other day, our other longest time viewer wanted us to take a look at his deck and see what we think of his. So we'll do that now because, well, it's the beginning of the new season, so there's a lot of stuff to try out, and hopefully everyone else is trying stuff out too, and we'll see how this goes. So there was one note he said is that this is card for card his deck, with one exception is we are using Crystal Skull instead of Tactical Advantage. He said he wants to use Crystal Skull, but doesn't currently have it. Whatever, we'll put Crystal Skull in instead of Tactical Advantage as requested. And let's take a look at the deck. So we have a Niromancy. I love Niromancy, it's one of my favorite cards. We've got Dragon's Dream. Okay, so that's a bomb. There's a Madoc a little bit down here. Makes sense. So Dragon's Dream can get a lot of value, but you typically have to be, in my experience, you have to be ahead when you play it, right? So you have to be ahead when you play it, or in a situation where your opponent can't leave the round. So you won round 1 or it's round 3. If your opponent won round 1 and it's round 2, Dragon's Dream is an awful card, because if you play it, they can just leave and you played a 0-point card. And you're going to have to probably play 2 more cards to go down a card. It's really bad in the round 2 of your opponent round 1, and it's also really problematic in a round 1 where you're not sure, where you're behind, you can't force your opponent to stay in the round, right? Because if you're behind and you play it, it doesn't give you any points right away, except the 3 from Madoc, which is nice, but it's probably not enough to actually get you ahead in a lot of cases. And then it's not going to go off because they're going to pass, and you'll have to play another card. So you have to be ahead when you play it, which I find I have a lot of problems with, but we'll see how it works out. Just Telekinesis, we're going to make some bombs, because we're going to create some bombs and play them. That's good. Just Telekinesis is really nice because when you create the bomb and play it, you get removal damage. Like whenever you play a bomb, normally you get the removal damage and you get your Madoc back. But in this case, we also get the 4 points on the board from Triss Telekinesis. Heat Wave's amazing, just gets rid of scenarios, gets rid of problems. It's great. Got Madoc because it's a bomb deck. Saber-Tooth Tiger, I am a big fan of Saber-Tooth Tiger. Specifically, it's an amazing going first card in round 3. Right, so if you have to go first in round 3, Saber-Tooth Tiger is one of the best cards you could play. Because you just drop it, turn it to the artifact, they can't damage it, they're probably not going to Heat Wave it, and then whatever unit they play first takes 2 damage, and then since we're playing a bomb deck, we can just transform the Tiger again. Bomb whatever he played, it'll probably die. It took 2 damage from the Tiger. The bomb will probably do 4 to it, and we'll get rid of it. And then whatever he plays next, take 2 damage, we can bomb it again. You get the idea. There's a lot of potential here for that. Master Mirror, because apparently everyone wants to play Master Mirror. Honestly, Master Mirror transforming bombs isn't the worst thing, but then you lose out on the bomb synergy. So I'm not completely sold on Master Mirror. I'm a much bigger fan of Master Mirror in Lockdown than I would be here. But we'll see what he can do for us. Stick of Castle is really nice. They did nerf Cat Witcher. They made it currently 3 instead of 4. That's what I figured was going to happen. Still a good card. We have the Regenerate. I said that completely wrong. Of Vol. I quite like this card now, especially one thing I'll note about this card before we talk about it in this deck is monsters didn't have a lock, right? So if you wanted to lock in monsters, you had to play neutrals. Now, before this was a 7 provision with 5 points and a lock, which wasn't too great and not very appealing. And Aguara was a 7 points for 9 provisions, which was more appealing. But now that this is a 6 for 6, it's really nice in monsters because the 6 is enough that you can get a lot of thrives off with it, right? So you have a lock that's on an even point for provision ratio, and it activates your thrives if you're playing anything with thrive. So I think this will see a lot more play in my monsters decks. And Aguara probably too, with the 7. You can get even if you have them in the same round, they give you thrives. But anyway, in this deck specifically, I like it. I'm not sure how many locks we have, but we'll take a look. The only thing is if we have too much removal in locks, it could be a problem. So yeah, that could be a problem. Also, can't transmute this card, feels bad. I don't have the premium one. Moving on, we have a Ciaran. So we have another lock. The moving to the row has The 1 point difference in the move is interesting, right? It makes sense here because we want to move into Dragon's Frame probably. I'm guessing that's why we're using it in addition to the lock, so that's nice. Also having more than one lock is good. More, and also the 2 damage flexibility is nice. The lock makes it slightly less valuable than the other two, but the damage flexibility, playing it as a 5 with 2 damage is pretty nice. Malena, I'm guessing this is the move stuff in a Dragon Dream too. It also can move our stuff to boost with the Global Fauna Sentry, which we have. Other nice thing with Malena specifically is you can move your Madoc comes back to a random row, right? So whenever you play a bomb, summon this from your deck and bring it back to a random allied row. If it goes to a row you don't want a Cataclysm, say they have no units in it, you can use Malena, move it to the other row, and then use the order, so that's nice. We're playing 2 Sages because we're playing special cards. The issue I have with Sage in this deck, we'll see how it turns out. It could be good. My issue with Sage is usually, I don't want to, if I see a bunch of bombs in my hand, I don't necessarily want to keep them all, right? So like, if I draw 4 bombs, say 2 red hazes and 2 Dimeridium bombs, that's fine, right? So in that case, Sage would get to its full if I played all 4 bombs. But a lot of the time I'm not going to want to keep 4 bombs, right? Say it's a later round. I might not want 4 bombs. I might want my Master Mirror, my Sabertooth, my Heat Wave, my Triss, my Neuromancy, my Castle instead. I really like Sage in decks that rely on like a Herald Gore deck, for example, where you have a ton of nature cards and a lot of harmony. So cards you want to keep in your hand, right? You're going to want to keep your Call of Force, you're going to want your Shaping Nature, you're going to want your Eyes of Grim's Council. You're probably going to want your Nature's Rebukes. And your other special cards you play, your Neuromancies, your Heat Waves, sure. But I'm not convinced we're going to want to keep enough of our cards, keep enough of our special cards for this to get a lot of value. Let's put it that way. It's still probably a good choice. It just, I see scenarios where it won't work out as well as it would in, say, a slightly different deck. Then we have Moondust, Purify, a unit damaged by 4. I like Moondust, and specifically because although you lose value, it gives you an option and a way to get rid of a defender, right? So you can just purify the defender away. It's especially nice on if you get off Triss, but that's a risk because you're not always going to. So say you've played your some bombs earlier, it's round 3, they play defender. You can play Triss, get this, purify it. The damage is most of the defenders have armor or something. Actually, I think they all have armor of some type, or they get armor back like the Common of Steel. But you can purify with it. We have 2 Global Fauna Sentries. Makes sense for the movement stuff, right? And the nice thing is, although you don't see it as much anymore, you can play this in the melee row, and then use your leader charges for 3 damage. Or 2 of them for 6. And that's actually good value, right? So 9 value out of 3 charges of 3 damage is pretty okay. It's pretty okay for a leader ability, right? So you get value that way. Since we don't have a brigade here, there's normally what I would use the charges on for a finisher to get more value out of them. Being left over, you move him, and each movement gives you 4 value instead of 2. But you can also get more value by negating your opponent's cards and stuff. Cat Witcher's good card still. The Adrenaline 3 instead of 4 nerf. I'm sure a bunch of people saw that coming. Not just me, but not too surprising. Dimeridium Bomb. So there's a lot of bomb buffs that happened recently, and I think that makes the bomb stacks better. So specifically this one where you damage by 4 and give a Veil. 4 damage for 4 provisions on a neutral card is nice. There's quite a few factions that have a 4 damage for 4 provisions, but adding one to neutral just seems like something that makes sense. Especially because it's not as good, because if you don't kill it, they get a Veil. I would be really amused if at some point I saw someone play this while using, Thirsty Dames, and they boosted their units with the Veil status. That'd be pretty funny. Anyway, Red Haze, use an enemy unit and damage 1 adjacent enemy unit by its power. It's situationally better than these other bombs, but sometimes worse. I think this is the one I'd usually get rid of if I had it in my hand. Because I like the guaranteed 4 for 4 on this, because you can play it on their first unit. You have to have at least 2 things before you can play Red Haze, and that's a little annoying, but whatever. And making a bomb I think is fine. It moves, which is good for our deck. It does 4 damage or something in a row, that's fine. We can move it into Dragon's Dream, give the unit bleeding. It won't take the 4 damage right away. But yeah. So that's the deck. Let's see how it performs. So we got our first game here. Let's see what we're going up against. Seen a lot of Lockdown recently, and actually I think mostly Lockdown and a few other Nilfgaard decks. A lot of them are messing with the top of your deck, which hopefully won't be too big of a problem for this current deck we're using. So it looks like it's going... Okay, it's going to be a Scoi'tael deck. Interesting. I'm curious to see how this goes. Oh. Well... we might not get a chance if this guy doesn't reconnect. You know, I haven't seen people disconnect in a long time, actually. So, I could just cut this game out. But I think I'll leave it in. Why not? Let's talk about the deck idea in general, I guess. There's a lot of removal in this deck, so I think the plan is just to get rid of everything, all the opponent's stuff, get extra value out of Madoc, coming back over and over for Cataclysms. The only thing I have a concern with Dragon's Dream and Cataclysm for Madoc is you can't have them on the same row, right? So that could be a little bit of a problem. Hopefully that doesn't come up too often. And yeah, it looks like this guy's not coming back. So clearly, this deck's amazing. We just won a game in like a minute. Look at that. Truly a master deck builder. No argument can be made about that. So we got our second game here then. Hopefully this guy is actually in the game. It doesn't disconnect right away. Alright, let's see what you have. Party Go Sky.
Attack!
Go W Sky. Whatever. What do we have here? So he's going first. And he's a Nilfgaard player. Okay. I've seen a lot of this recently, this deck the opponent's using. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same deck. Usually when it's a deck that I see a whole bunch of times in a row, if some streamer or YouTuber made a recent video about it, a popular one, not like me, but someone made a recent video about it, and everyone just copies it for a bit. Never know. That's my guess is what happened here. So I'm guessing that we're going to lose the top card of our deck a bunch of times, and maybe get some stuff stacked on top of it. Ending with a Colgrim. May or may not be Siri Nova. Wow, this is completely the wrong leader ability and faction. Just ignore everything I just said. I can never tell this this picture at the top left. So yeah, okay, the game plan's basically the same now. Now I'm a little confused. And we still have our Madoc in our hand, so I shouldn't have been talking so much there. That's alright, we'll make it work. Making a bomb, get rid of that. It's fine if we don't summon Madoc out with that bomb. Still says Crystal Skull. I hope he doesn't have the Griffin Witcher thing, where they put the Crystal Skull on the Griffin Witcher, and then every turn it does 3 damage to a random unit. That's kind of annoying, but not much to do about it. Honestly, if he does set that up, I'm just gonna count, or just plan on losing on 7 when he's at 6 and pass the round to him. That's what I'll do if he does that, because I'm not gonna deal with that. And we don't have Madoc in our deck, and most of these cards I actually want to save till later in the game anyway. So I think we have to get rid of something here. I really wish Heatwave wasn't all the way on the left. Should be able to... I could reorder my hands, we could Master Mirror a couple things, that'd be nice. Let's just drop this. It has the most chance to give us some value later on. If he kills it, it's our lowest precision card in our hand left. So, yeah. It's pretty weird thinking of Ciaran and all these locked cards as 6 precision cards, right? Usually they're like 7 or 8. And well, I guess this one got buffed from 8 to 7 versions a while ago, but the 2 damage and lock option 1. Boiling Oil, yeah, I figured we're gonna lose that. Problem is now we don't really have anything to set up, so I don't want to set up. Well, I can't play Madoc because it's a waste. Master Mirror, get rid of my Heat Wave. I need Heat Wave. Castle's probably the best option because it has some carryover potential and moving stuff if we have a Sentry. Morin's not bad either. We'll just go with this and lock. Probably lock this thing in the range row. Lock's worth a couple points of value here. Not fantastic, but... Now she's only a 6 provision card instead of a 7. I feel much better about doing this. Doesn't mean I feel good about it, but I feel better. Which is a good thing. I am kind of curious as to what he's going to play here. Because, I'm not entirely sure what his deck is. My guess is it's some form of Carrick Frigate or something coming up next. Although I did personally try out a Mage deck earlier today. You know, that Yennefer Conjurer is a 9 vision card, like a Siri Nova Northern Realms Mage deck. It was pretty awful, I'll be honest, but Yennefer Conjurer is my favorite card, so glad to see her getting better. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass. I don't really have any cards to play. I could play Stiga Castle, but here's the thing, I have a follow-up to it, right? So that's the only card I'd be willing to commit here, so I think I'm just going to pass. Obviously he's going to accept this situation and pass as well, and go into the next round for his mobilization. What do they mobilize? Could be Redanian Archer. That makes sense. Redanian Archer Revenants? That's probably what this is, actually. Yeah. It's probably going to be Redanian Archer's Revenants. Maybe some Ballistas. New Revenants deck. Okay. Here's a nice thing about Dragon's Dream. Is if he spawns a bunch of Revenants, they all go in the same row, right? So whichever row he puts his Revenants in, his first 1 or 2 say, if I just Dragon's Dream that row, every Revenant he spawns is going to die. So this is actually a very good situation for Dragon's Dream. Yeah, I think I'm just going to bomb that. You could also move it, though I think I want to get Madoc out of my deck. It's probably better that way, to get rid of Madoc. I mean, not get rid of, but you know what I mean. Take him out of the deck, get him in play, so we don't draw him later. Meridian Bomb. There he is, and now we're up points. I'm curious if we can't get up a card here, because I feel like he's going to want to push us, right? Heatwave, Madoc. I see. So we play something weak here. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's probably going to be the Sentry again, or a Dolbothana Sentinel. Hopefully we can actually get him to keep going in this round. Maybe he thinks since he banished our Madoc, most of our deck's values go up. To be fair, a lot of it is going with that. But I still think he's playing Revenants, and I have Dragon's Dream. And Dragon's Dream, I found, is by far the best when you are ahead and when you play it. And since it's a bomb, it'll pull out Madoc. So as long as he plays something less than 7, and we can, as long as we remain ahead by 4 or more, if he starts playing his Revenants, and we play Dragon's Dream, we should be fine. So blow them all up. I think I'm just going to move that out of that row. Our armor will block the damage, which is nice. Probably is time for Malena, because if I am planning on playing Dragon's Dream, which I am, I think he's going to push this round. And we're still set up to be ahead by, well, we'll see what he plays, but we should be able to get ahead when we play our Dragon's Dream. And if we can just pull everything into one row with Malena over time, the Dragon's Dream will get better. What if he's going to play... He'd have Queen of Dahlia too then if he's playing Revenants, right? Queen of Dahlia, Radiant Archer. Make a copy of it, Mobilization. Play the one from his hand. Maybe Marching Orders or play the second one in his deck. That gives him 4. We have 3 leader charges and Malena, so he can't do this. He can't really utilize Radiant Archers until he gets rid of Malena, because we'll just move everything out of the ranged row into the melee row. If he does neutralize Malena, we have our leader charges. This is not a bad use. Okay, so fill up a Blind Fury. So now, I think it's time for Triss. We need some bigger play here. We need to get back into a, could get Revenants out, honestly, but I don't want to. It would have been, I think that might have been, I don't think we would have been able to set up a lot of Revenant kills, so that's why I didn't go for that. When you see the 1-point Philippa, you're like, oh, we could get the one and then make a Revenant, but we'd have to kill the 1-point Philippa to make the Revenants. I should stop saying Madoc's gonna come back because he's banished from Heatwave. Kinda forgot about that for a minute there. He's gonna pass. Good, we're gonna go up a card. Good. And his long round, I imagine, is just gonna be a bunch of Revenants in a row. Which is something I can actually deal with Dragon's Dream. It should be interesting. We've got a good chance at this one. See, Master Mirror is probably fine. I don't want too many bombs since Madoc's banished. I don't want red haze, that's for sure. Let's keep this one in case he has a defender for our purify option, because I don't really want to heat wave it in case for some reason he's playing siege. I don't imagine he's playing siege, but you never know. There's a lot of strange stuff going on in the first couple weeks of this season. Alright, so what I mentioned earlier in the deck building is I love Sabretooth as a going first round 3 option. And I'm pretty sure we'll find out why here. You play it, they can't interact with the unit part. And then your Sabretooth just gets you value from everything they play because you're going to bomb it, take it away. This doesn't always work. This is just mostly the case in a deck with more removal. In say my Fang Death Witcher deck I keep updating or whatever. In that Scoi'tael deck, I use Sabretooth, but I only have a couple removal cards, right? So I only have like Nature's Rebuke, 2 Nature's Rebukes, and then Forest Protector, and a couple damage points and like Trained Hawk and stuff. But the point is there, I don't have consistent removal, so if I played Sabretooth in round 3 going first, I'd maybe only get rid of kill his first unit and get like 2 activations out of it. This is fantastic though, the 2 damage on Adarin, I bring it down to a 4 and we can just bomb it. That's a lot of value. Let's transform this. There we go. And it's always back down to no units, so whatever he plays, it's just going to go into a row by itself, and it'll take 2 damage. Unless he plays Queen Adelia, that feels like what he's doing now. Yeah, there it is. Queen Adelia. This is going to be Radiant Archer, I bet. At this point, I think I figured out what he's doing. And there it is. You can't use a Zeal charge, and we're just going to move it. We don't have Melena, so I'm just going to leader charge this. There's the copy. Actually, I'm going to lock one and leader charge the other. So we did 2 damage to Adelia. You really should have played her in the range draw. Honestly, that's 2 free points for us for him not doing that. I'll take it. I'm sure I'll make mistakes, and I've made mistakes so far, just because it's significantly harder to play the game optimally while trying to commentate the whole thing. I could just talk about my thoughts or like finalize my thoughts, but I think it's more interesting this way. We'll just move this. The reason I moved the or locked the one with the shield and moved the one without the shield is in case, well, I'm playing on Dragon's Dreaming, and it'll probably be the melee row, because, melee or range row. Either way, at some point, that row will have a row effect. It won't be Cataclysm, but it could be Dragon's Dream. And I get the same value either way for paying 2 armor, with the shield with the 2 damage for my movement and my leader charge. This way I can help set up more damage from Dragon's Dream, because I anticipate the melee row being the row I'm going to Dragon's Dream, so I'm going to move all this stuff out of the range row into it. And there again, so we'll get that out of there. And we don't want to ping the shield necessarily if you can avoid it. We'll probably have to at some point. We really just want this to, hit the one in the middle, so the Dragon's Dream is more value, but it's not a big deal. I'm not even guaranteed to play it in the melee row yet. I'm excited to see how this Dragon's Dream works out. I'm going to play it when he has 3 cards left, right, so it takes 3 turns to go off. We play it, it's his turn, 1 turn, and then when he's down to his last turn, before he plays his last card, it will detonate. Another Radiant Archer, he had a lot of archers set up for this. I feel pretty comfortable using my last leader charge on this. I think it's time to play Cat Witcher here. Either the one or the castle. Castle would probably be... The castle sets up the 3 movement in case I need to move something. I could move my Cat Witchers, but I think I'll just play the regular one first.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
Nice, we hit the one that was higher than a 3. See, this is a point on our Dragon's Dream potentially. I'm actually really excited to see how this Dragon's Dream works out, which is what we're playing next turn. So we're going to lose 1 turn of value on our Cat Witchers, assuming that they live. I'm very skeptical they will live. And there it is. Well, 1 lives. Excalibur, getting the range draw. I can't move anything else from his. So it all depends on... Well, we're going to hit the melee row. I guess we can't blow up all the Revenants, because he's just going to put them in the range row. I don't think Revenants is row locked unless there was a change I forgot about. I haven't played them myself in a long time. Forbidden Magic. Oh, that's right, summon to a random row. Melee row. Hit the melee row. Aha! Alright, that's gotta feel bad for him. I thought he was just gonna straight play Revenant, but I forgot. I didn't forget. I knew they used the magic spell. thing he just played, but honestly kind of didn't know it was a random row. I mean, thinking about it, it makes sense, but so that means we will actually blow up every Revenant he plays. He's not gonna. He might have a second one. Maybe he'll kill one of his guys in the front row, or the melee row, and then summon a Revenant to the back. I keep saying front and back. The ranged row. And we'll see what happens here. Obviously, in this case, our Master Mirror didn't give us any value. He just a 6 for 9, which is pretty terrible. It's like worse than a 6 for 4. What's the guy who boosts a mage by 4? It's a 2 provision Northern Realms card. Or not 2 provisions, a 4 provision card with 2 power and boosts a mage by 4. Man, I never think that card, I feel sad. Another Redanian Archer. Oh, he's got those things everywhere. I have a Banish in Heatwave. I think the best target I'm going to get is going to be this Redanian Archer. So I'm going to use it on that. And we're going to move our Witcher around, so hit something in the ranged row. That way we don't lose any points on Dragon Stream. And 18 to 6. 12 points on Dragon Stream. 12 for 11, that's good. But actually a lot of value. Oh, that feels bad. Artifact compression, boosting our unit. Should have done it to Falibor, not that would have made a difference. And there's our finisher, Master Mirror, finishing the game as always by not providing us with any value and just being a over-provisioned 6-point card. I don't really think Master Mirror is an over-provisioned 6-point card, by the way. I think it's pretty awesome, pretty fun to use. How I was just pointing out in that game. In a lot of games I play, when you have an important card that you need to save, and it's on the leftmost card in your hand, you just can't play your Master Mirror. And it kind of feels bad, but that's just how it is. In this game, we're going up against Shield Wall. Alright, Shield Wall might be difficult. Well, let's take away the might there. Shield Wall will probably be pretty difficult for us to beat. So we rely heavily on damage. We don't have multi-instances of damage, right? Like, in my Hyper Control Skellige deck, for example, I have multiple instances of damage. Giga Scorpion Decoction does multiple instances. One instance 6 times, so does Delirium. So does the War of Clans. You bring back a guy who does 3 damage from the graveyard. 2 instances, you remove the shield, you do 3 damage. Yeah, so that would be really useful here, but we all have single damage instances, right? It's probably because we're not in Skellige. Very few people actually have multi-damage instances. The other thing is you can set up orders. So Northern Realms can do multi-damage instances. I don't know why I keep saying this phrase. This is what I think of it in my head as. So they set up an order. You have to pick the order. It does damage. You play your damage from your hand. 2 instances in one turn. You kill it whatever you want. Break the shield and kill it. We don't have any orders to set up like that, which is going to be problematic. Exactly like this. Use up his Griffin Witcher. If we had a Griffin Witcher and we set it up, we could do damage to the shield, then hit it with like Alzur's Thunder or something, it would die. So this is really annoying. I'm going to pass on 7. I don't want to deal with this as the round goes on. This is a very, very strong option. I don't have enough bombs to kill it. If I did, I would keep going, but we also have Madoc in our hand again. It's funny how that keeps happening, isn't it? You can put 4 bleeding on this, though. You obviously can't move the other guy, because there's nothing... There'll be a unit in his row, so he won't take 4 damage with the 4 bleeding, and 4 bleeding is pretty terrible on a unit with Veil now, isn't it? Let's of course is your unit with Veil that you're bleeding. There's only really one case where you do that, right? It's the one Skellige card that gives 3 bleeding to your guy and your opponent's guy. And a Siri Dash. Good thing that this guy doesn't know is I'm passing on 7. So he's not going to get to draw with Dash. Unless he wants to commit more cards than I am and just go to round 3. So the question is, which card do I drop now?
Are you fucking kidding me? Catnip.
Yeah, I think Catwitch is the best one. I could drop Duelblith on a Sentry, but it synergizes nicely with a lot of stuff in our deck. And honestly, we might need the 3 damage removal charges from our leader. So I think I'll keep it. And he's going to play Target Practice. Fine. He's playing Witcher deck. Even more problematic for us, seeing as all of these things are going to have shields, because there's going to be Griffin Witcher apprentices, whatever they are. There's our pass. He's not going to get his card. It's nice. We're now round 2. I'm imagining he's going to push here. I want to have locks for the shield guy, right? I don't want him transforming stuff, because that's where a lot of value comes from over time. And transforming it into things with shield really hurts Dragon's Dream, which is in our hand. We have to get rid of Madoc. Can't forget that. There he goes. We have 1 bomb, 2 bombs, and probably 3 from Triss. That's probably sufficient to get value from Madoc from. I'm happy with that. The rest of our hand's pretty good. I've got the lock I wanted, which we're going to use right now. And lock this guy. We could play this instead. No, I want to lock it. I was debating playing Sabretooth here, but he will just be able to play into the same row. Sabretooth's really, really good if you're going first. And it's an artifact. If your opponent's going first, it's way less good because they're probably going to have stuff in both rows. Or not both rows. They'll have the option puts multiple things into the same row, and then you lose a lot of value on it. And it's just a 7 for 9. So, he's got 2 Witcher students, not a lot of value. I think I want to bomb them. Not Dragon's Dream Bomb, the Meridian Bomb. We want to bomb them, get out Madoc. I need Madoc out of my deck at some point. I don't want to draw him again. Let's go with this. Cataclysm set up on the melee row, it's fine. It's going to be really hard for Sabretooth to get value here. Geralt Act C. Huh. Resetting and purifying. That does mean the shield's gone though, and I'm gonna kill it with my I don't have to remember the Meridian Bomb. Just can kill it. We'll just probably use Madoc. But I want to lock this. This is not the best situation. Well, that one doesn't have the order left anymore. I think we just want to lock the one that has the order available. Because he's not gonna be able to reset another one. This will put us up 1 point. Right? So now we're up a point, he can't pass. I wanted to see if I can go up a card. It's going to be pretty rough. I don't actually think I can. But it's worth trying for, I think. Because his long ground can be pretty difficult to beat. Temerian Drummer. I wonder if he plays guy does 1 damage when it's boosted. So I could use Triss and bomb this thing. But I also want to get out Milena and Cat Witcher and stuff. And the Sentry. Specifically the Sentry, because we're going to end up doing a lot of movement. Sentry or Cat Witcher. I think we'll go with Cat Witcher first. If he has any removal, he'll use it on the Cat Witcher. Hopefully Milena and our Dolbopana Sentry will live. Exactly. There's only a 25% chance that damage actually did anything, because he has armor and shields. So yeah, he does have Trident Infantry. Figures. I'm going to kill that, or move it. I think I want to move, because I want to start getting my movements, and then I'll play the Dolbopana Sentry next. Then we'll just drop the Cataclysm. Now if he play... Here's the thing, if he plays a card here, I have to play Dragon's Dream. This is the problem with Dragon's Dream, when you're behind. If he plays a card here, I have to play Dragon's Dream, otherwise it's dead. Thank goodness we don't have to. Let's play whatever I want now. Probably the Sentry. Well, actually Stick a Castle gets carryover value for the movements. That's probably worth it, because we can use it with the Dolbopana Sentry for 3 points. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I work for the
Let's do this. Ding ding. We're up by a couple points and just pass. Once the coin actually flips, can we flip the coin, guys? Got my coin back? There we go. We'll use the pretty coin, not the ugly coin. Thank you. Not that I dislike his coin. I just wanted to be able to pass. They wouldn't give me the coin back. Greedy little boy. Whoever's operating this one, give it to me. What do we got? Master Mirror or Neuromancy. Honestly, there's not that many power cards in our deck. This is probably the best we've got. Master Mirror's gonna be hard. This is good though. We got our Sabretooth set up. I don't think he's gonna waste the leader charge to block 2 damage. And if he does, that's fine. Well, it's not really a waste. It does get a shield value for 2 and a 2 boost. Dunmere, sure. We could Purify Bomb this or Heatwave it. I want to Purify Bomb it. That's my choice here. 2 damage. Man. He's getting some value out of this card, that's for sure. At least Madoc came to a nice row for us. We can always move him to whatever row we need him in with the Stick of Castle, so I'm not too concerned. Radovid's Royal Guards. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be able. There's a good chance we'll be able to hit that with Madoc here. Madoc's only gotten us 2 points, with the Cataclysm from Madoc. Sabretooth, as I was saying here, actually. Oh, it's only gotten us 2 extra points, so it's only 9 so far. What bomb do we get here? Red Haze would be pretty good. The Radiant Bomb would be pretty good. These are all fine. They're all basically the same thing. Just kill this thing. Really should have played Madoc's order here first. Yeah. Whoops. That's okay. It's just 3 points. If we lose by 3 points, we deserve it. Lose by more than 3 points, we would have lost anyway. So let's just see what we got. Keldar, there's gonna be so many shields here. Shields and armor. I imagine he has another yeah. So here's the thing. This turn or next turn I have to play Dragon's Dream. I'm gonna play it now. And here's why. I want to set up something with Sentry, right, for points over time. And I could do that now, but interesting. He's a lot of shields. It's not like he's gonna play in a different. He could play a different rose at any point for Dragon's Dream. Probably should have waited another turn thinking about it. I really wanted to play in the other row so I get more Madoc value from Cataclysm. Because I can't Cataclysm the melee row. I really wanted to put stuff in the range row for us to hit with Cataclysm. But he's not doing it. The best player in our deck's Master Mirror. I think we're going to have to rely on him. Alright, Master Mirror, this is your game. This is your moment. We are in a lot of trouble here. What do you got for me? Aglace. Aglace would be so good, but he has a Heat Wave in his hand. So I can't Aglace, because I'll lose all the value for my leader charges. This looks really good, because Aglace would double the value of our leader, right? So we boost it to 10, it boosts itself for another 6, we get a 16. But the thing is, I know he has a Heat Wave in his hand, because there's no way he doesn't have a Heat Wave in his hand. So by boosting Aglace, I would lose the game. I might still lose the game, seeing as there's so many shields here. Okay, thankfully, one thing in a different row, and our Sabretooth to get some more value. So I can't Aglace. I'm gonna have to Heat Wave. The best Heat Wave target, is it Keldar or is it Ana? Ana's worth 4. Keldar's worth 4. Right? So I don't think he's not gonna resupply. They're both worth 4. He's higher. Ana has potential to boost something that does damage to us. Ana's higher max potential, I think, here. Also, I like her less. So let's get rid of her. Here she goes. We're gonna take out the Witcher's students, but that's about it. At least we can use Madoc's order again now. Pretty close. The only problem is here we got Yorvith, Master Mirror. Thanks, pal. Usad's card's not gonna get any value. We actually, that dragon should give a ton of value. The only problem is Yorvith is kind of ruining everything here. Man, or yeah, if we, I think we need like 4 more points here. I can't boost my own thing because he has Heat Wave, so we have to damage something. This is the best target. Madoc's order would give us less than 3 because... Remember what I said earlier, if we lose by less than 3, it's probably because we played out of order earlier with Madoc. We're gonna lose our Tiger. Oh, we lost by 4. See, I didn't throw earlier. Alright, let's do one more game. I want to end on a winning game. We're gonna win a game. Let's win this one right here. What are we going up against? Be something weak to control without large point swings. Or just be Lippy so I can Dragon Stream a row of 9 things. So that'd be pretty funny.
You best yield now.
This is highly reminiscent of the guy DC'd before. This is really not what I want to go up against. But we'll try and win anyway. I mean, obviously we're going to try and win, but... let's get rid of Madoc. This time we're gonna get rid of him, thankfully. Just so you know, we do actually have a premium Madoc. The artwork just hasn't arrived yet. It's coming soon. Quite curious to see what it is. I'm not sure I want 2 bombs. We have the... I do actually. Hold on a second. Hey, yeah, so we have 2 sages. So the reason I kept all these bombs here and I got rid of our unit is because we have 2 sages. We want sage value. Might have to start playing bombs before the second sage to remove stuff. That's not the end of the world. I'm curious if he's going to be able to kill this. If he damages this, I'm going to play the second sage. If he plays something that I want to kill, I'll play a bomb. You can always play the second stage later. I believe we have 9 special cards, something like that. 10. So there should be a chance to do it later, and Triss will create one. We basically have 11 special cards. Actually, no, we have Scoi'tael Castle as an artifact, so 10. If we count Triss as creating one, we have 10 special cards. I'm not sure that's actually enough for Sage. It probably is enough. Cat Witcher, yeah, I'm gonna bomb that. Although it's not gonna damage me next turn, but I think I want to save a Sage. The Sages are only real. Well, not only real. It's our best point generation engine, right? Because most of our engines do damage to them. And the Cat Witchers. The Sentry boosts our own guys. Double Thought Sentinel. I'm not sure why I keep calling it Sentry. Oh, we're gonna get all of his leader charges out now. Honestly, that is pretty scary because we don't have big swingy cards. Our biggest swing is Triss, Telekinesis. That's not a huge swing, so we're gonna have to come back here. There's no bombs I want to play, but we can move Madoc with Milena and deal 3 to everything. That seems good. Need to play Sage at some point. I want to set this up so Madoc can come back with a bomb if there's something I need to kill, because I'm more concerned about him playing something I need to deal with than I am missing out 2 points from Sage. Because I could always play Sage in a different round. Scoi'tael Castle, okay. So yeah, I want to kill this and we'll get Madoc back. Makes sense. I think we did the right play last turn.
Are you fucking kidding me? Catnip instead of
if he has a Sentinel of his own, you could move with Scoi'tael Castle for +3. That'd be annoying, but not the end of the world. We'll just set this up so we can hit the range throw again. Get rid of all 3 of these guys. If he has a Dolbathon a Sentry, he's gonna play it now. And then move with the Scoi'tael Castle. Once we play our Scoi'tael Castle, I think we'll start master mirroring some of these cards. So if he does have a Dolbathon a Sentry Sentinel, we'll play it now, boost by 3, then we'll play our own Scoi'tael Castle. He'll probably answer it with a Nature's Rebuke, and then we'll play master mirror and start transforming stuff. Okay, so he just has Dolbathon a Sentry. And there's the boost. The Doc's in the wrong row now, but we can damage. No, we can just move him again. We'll move him. Do 3 damage. Next turn, just all these guys. Players to get Castle. Could also play Sage. I want to get rid of this. Yeah, I don't. We want to stop him boosting. Actually, this is good. This is good. Scoi'tael Castle is really nice, but I don't have any. I have 2 Sentry. Oh, well, that's annoying. Lost all our value in that bomb then. Yeah, we're gonna have to pass now. I can't compete with this anymore. It's fine. I don't want to go to 4. If you're gonna lose on even, lose on 5 or more. Because that way they can't just pass. If it's round 1, that is. Because if you lose on 4 or less and you on even, and they just pass, you'll be down the card round 3. You both pass on 5 cards. Even if you lose on even, you have a chance to not go down on cards round 3. The only problem is here is we end up with Dragon's Dream. Okay, there it is. I'm not putting it back in my deck. It's one of our big provision cards, right? It's 11 provisions. But if we're behind this round, and he goes longer into it, we're going to have to play it. And if we play it when we're down, he's just going to pass. And when he does that, we played a 0-point card on the board, and we'll have to play a card to go down 2. So because of that, I think I'm just going to open with it. Just open with Dragon's Dream. That way I don't have to deal with that situation coming up. Plus this is a really good target for it actually, if you take out all these things. Yeah, I think keeping Dragon's Dream, going deeper to this round with it, would have been a terrible choice. Plus we're going to hit 3 things here now, which is good. I can always move stuff into the row if we need to. Yeah, this like I explained. I think I did a pretty good job explaining that there. But this is why I don't like playing Dragon's Dream. In a deck without big swingy plays, like point plays, like you're playing Scoi'tael and you can play an Overgrading Justice out at some point. While you have a dwarf, since it got changed a little bit, now you need to control the dwarf to spawn the Cleaver's Muscle. Gaten, well that's annoying.
I didn't sheathe it till the ground was.
You can obviously move things into the Dragon Dreams row. I don't really want to. None of these move. I think Cat Witchers is still the best choice. Just taking a look here, see if either of these things seem appealing. They don't. Well, Triss it is. We need some big point swings here. Moondust, Red Haze. These both do the same thing. Let's just hit Ethne with this. Get back on my Madoc. Doc's in the row where we can't use them because of Cataclysm. Or, yeah, Cataclysm overriding the Dragon's Dream. There's always we can always move stuff into its row. The problem is now if we move anything into the row, it'll die before it goes there. We get no Dragon Dream value. That's a problem. Nature's Rebuke. Yeah. Just spawn in the range row, would you? Nope. Okay. That's fine too. So, this is obviously looking bad. I think we need to play Stiga Castle and just rely on Mastermere. This game's all about you, Mastermere. I said that earlier, but this is literally your game. If we win the game, it's 100% because of you.
Humans are
It's all you, man. Let's see what you give us. No Yorviths this time. Got it? We've seen enough of him. He still has Heat Wave too, right? I just always assume the opponent's holding a Heat Wave. Because like 90% of the time, they are. We're gonna lose our Cat Witcher for another Rebuke. This is honestly looking terrible. What will be our best choice here? I need both dwarves. I need the dwarf that summons 2 rowdy dwarfs, and I need the one that transforms them. Let's go, Mastermere. Give me something good. That's a dwarf. It's a good dwarf. It's not the one I said, though. It's worth 7? I don't... The defender could block damage, but I think he's used all of his removal spells already, right? Played Nature's Rebuke. Played the Force Protector. Tried Matron. Let's give him a few points. Could lock it, but honestly, I need to get this out of my hands. Like, start transforming more stuff. We're gonna have to Heat Wave soon, so we don't transform the Heat Wave. I really wanted to play something I feel okay Heat Waving. Whatever he plays next, we're gonna have to Heat Wave if it's more than a 5. Because I need to transform with Master's Mirror at least one more time. Or Master Mirror one more time. It's the only way out of this, is to get something good from him. Sainthus would be nice, the 9. Our own Ethne would only give us 6 though? 8, I mean. Try to think what the biggest, just straight up card I could get would be. Yeah, Sainthus, not the dragon form, the other one that gives you a 10 value option would be good. Just a Cat Witcher for 2. Nice. Didn't hit our defender. So I think that's Heat Wave. Cat Witcher is a fine choice here. I'm good with this because We deny 4 points of removal from Cat Witcher, so basically Heat Wave to 9. That's okay. And now we just need Master Mirror to give us something amazing. Ooh, he might pass. Council? Into Minor. Okay. That's not terrible. I'm going to lock that. And then Master Mirror will give us our final card. And we'll see if we'll be able to win. The round at least. I'm not even sure about the game. Well, of course we're not sure about the game, but I'm not even sure if we can win the round at this point. We're very far behind. That's really nice. We got a 10-point card out of Master Mirror. We can win this round with 2 leader charges then. I'm curious what his final card is that he didn't want to play now. And 2 leader charges. We'll just get rid of Matron for no reason. What would he hold on to? Maybe he's running honestly, I'm not. Maybe he's running Curse of Corruption. That could be it. That's my guess. The only reason he wouldn't play a card there is if it's Curse of Corruption. He's so far ahead. I mean, I would have played the card unless it's Curse of Corruption. Let's go with that. Because you're so far ahead. And you know your opponent only has 1 card, it's just a random card. Granted, a random legendary, but it's a random card still. Sabretooth is really nice. Hopefully that can give us a chance. We've got a chance here. Sabretooth is really the reason we have a chance, though. We just need we need as much value out of Sabretooth as possible to win this round. Minor, that's fine. That's fine. We got Madoc out. We get 2 damage. Honestly, I didn't want to go for the lock. I'm gonna go for the lock, and then next turn we can kill it with our leader charge and use our bomb on something else who's less than 4. Gets a lot of value. The only problem is our opponent needs to not have enough points. He needs to have few enough points that if I transform Sabretooth, we don't lose from us having 7 less points when he passes. That's exactly what's about to happen. You know, I could have played around this if I knew it was in his hand, but I think maybe that's what his card was last round. I don't think he had a dwarf out. Transform this. We'll bomb one of these. Get Madoc back. And if he just passes, he wins. But there's no other way, right? We have to go for the transform on Sabretooth and hope he's smart. Not smart enough to just pass now and win. And just hope that somehow we get points out of here. Sabretooth's worth 9 now, right? So we'll go to 17. If he has 2 4s, yeah, he doesn't. If he just passed, he would have won, but oh well. Not much to do about this. Guess we're not going to win this one, unless he steals Curse of Corruption. If he steals Curse of Corruption, there's a chance. Oh no, because we get this guy back to you. That was a close one. Close game, close game. Almost got him. So you're saying kind of long, but I really want to win another game. We'll do it. We'll do one more. Just one more. "100% this is the last game. Let's see what happens in this one. The last game was close. I think we just lack big point swing plays. We can get value over time. We have a couple engine type things. We just... I think, for example, that game, the last play we played Novigradian Justice for, was it 4-4 and 5-13 points. It's a huge point swing. Lockdown. Oh boy. See, if I was a lockdown player, my opponent probably would have just randomly quit and I would have won the game and we could have gone out on a win. That's what happens when you play lockdown. Sometimes your opponent just quits because they don't want to deal with the lockdown. But in this case, that's not what it's going to be. We're going to be the ones getting locked down. Which doesn't really affect us very much, honestly. Go for this. Veil, good start. Let's see what he does. I wonder if it's going to be a Colgrim version of Lockdown. Maybe straight up a Colgrim. Oh. Never mind. A Lockdown player gets his own treatment. You know what? We went out on a win. I'm happy with that. I'll take the win. Good game, everyone. Good games. And let's take a look at the deck review then, see what I think. Alright, so looking at the deck then, what do I think? Like after going through all those games, I think the only thing, I think the deck's fine, right? It's fine, it's a good Madoc deck. You can get a lot of value out of it. It's just not how I prefer to play Madoc. Does that mean it's bad? No. Does it mean that our viewer doesn't have every card in the game and probably can't make all the suggestions I would change? That's probably true also. But just in a hypothetical situation, I were making a Madoc deck similar to this, as similar as possible, would I change? Let's take a look. So I like Crystal Skull on Oneiromancy. Dragon's Dream, I really think I'm not a fan. Let's just be honest. I like Dragon's Dream. I don't like it in a deck where you lack big point swings, because you need to, in my opinion, you need to be able to force Dragon's Dream on your opponent, right? You don't want to be forced to play Dragon's Dream. As if you're forced to play Dragon's Dream, they're in a situation where they can pass. And if you play a 0-point card and they pass, you are going down a card. Right? If they're up already, which they probably are if you're forced to play it. But when you can force Dragon's Dream onto your opponent is when it's good. So, how you do that is by having big point swing plays, like Novigradian Justice, stuff like that. So we look at that's the best example I can think of, honestly, is Novigradian Justice. It's a massive point swing if you get it off. Or even like the evolving card, if you play Ethne, that's a big point swing. If you play, not Monroe, the other dwarf, the one who spawns 2 Rowdy Dwarfs, it's a 10-point play. This guy, Zoltan Warrior. Those type of decks with those type of plays, I'm fine with Dragon's Dream. And I think here, you may find that it works for you. That's fine. Like, it worked out quite well. One time, I think, maybe a couple times, but you may find that you just have too much removal for Dragon's Dream, because if you're removing stuff with bombs over and over and cataclysms, they might not have enough guys for the Dragon's Dream to be worth it either, and you might find better value somewhere else. So I'm not sure about Dragon's Dream, but other than that, that's just my opinion. Telekinesis is great in these bomb decks, right? Because you create a bomb and also get points on the board, in addition to the Madoc points. And I like Heatwave. Heatwave's a great card. If I'm making a deck, Heatwave's going in the deck, unless it's a Serenova deck. Madoc, we got Madoc deck, Sabertooth Tiger. Works out really well with this type of deck where you have removal, right? If you can lead with Tiger, going first, and then use bomb whatever they play, right? Because then the bomb gets extra reach. Because the Tiger will do 2 damage to what they play, and it'll go down by 2 and you can bomb it. So your bomb can remove 6 points worth if you have a Tiger already out. It's quite nice. Master Mirror, I think Master Mirror is not the biggest help here, because think about it. What do you want to do with Master Mirror? You want to transform your low provision cards that you're not going to play into higher provision cards to get value out of them. In this deck, our low provision cards are our bombs, right? Our Vacuum Bomb, our Red Haze, our Demiridium Bomb. If we transform those, we lose our Madoc value. And I think in this case, Master Mirror is maybe not the answer. It could also just be you don't have that many legendaries and Master Mirror is a cool card, because it is a cool card and it's really fun. But if you're trying to be as competitive as possible with this deck, I don't know about Master Mirror. I'd probably take him out. Stick a Castle. I love Stick a Castle. It's great. The 3 points, it is essentially 3 points if you told the Planet Century. But the 3 moves is nice because you can set up stuff with it. You can move your Cat Witchers into Rose so they can hit something again. You can move stuff that gets boosted by the Century, like I said. You can move your Madoc to a Rose so the Cataclysm lands on the stuff you want. It's great. The Legendary Vul. As a 6 for 6, I like it. But I think you might have too many locks here. Because, here's the thing. We already have a ton of bombs, right? Look how many removal cards we have in this deck. I count removal as locks and damage. So, Dragon's Dream we'll skip on because it's not immediate. Telekinesis gives you removal via a bomb. Heatwave's a bomb. Well, it's not a bomb, it's a removal. So that's 2. We've got the Legendary Vul, 3, it's a lock. Ciaran's a lock, 4, Morena. Morin's a lock, 5. We've got Moondust, 6. Demiridium Bombs, 7, 8. Red Haze, 8, 9. Making Bomb, 10, 11. We've almost half our deck as removal cards. I think there might be too many. And in place of these locks, you might want something that gives you a bigger point swing, for example. Sage, or Milena. I love Milena here. It's great, it makes a lot of sense. You can move stuff into the rows with Dragon Stream if you keep using Dragon Stream. If you don't keep using Dragon Stream, it can disrupt your opponents. People, for example, the guys who play, what's it called? Revenants, can move all the Redanian archers out of the row if you can keep it alive. Let's see what else. Sage. In all the games I played today with Sage, it didn't get me a lot of value. That being said, I can see why it would get value. I tend to get rid of some of the lower Parisian bombs. Like, I don't want red hazes necessarily in my hand, and that might, when we get down there, I'd probably take out red haze. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Sage is great if you get a lot of boosts off of it. And you get boosts off it by wanting to keep the special cards in your hand. Typically by having high value special cards. Echoes are great with it, because it's high value, you get it back for your second Sage or something. If we look at the special cards, for example, here, it's like the high value special cards we'll consider, like Izerham's Council is great. Shaping Nature, Justice, Call the Forest. When you play decks with this kind of stuff in it, Nature's Rebuke's a card you really want to keep. The bombs I'm not sure really want to keep, but you want maybe to keep them because you have Madoc. But when you have all these high value cards, especially stuff like Oneiromancy, where you definitely want it in your hand, then Sage is really great, and I've had a lot of success with Sage before. I think in the games today, I'm biased against Sage because it didn't work out, but I think it does work out. It probably does work out for you, and I'm just going to say that we just didn't get a lot of good situations with Sage today, and it's probably good, even though it didn't turn out that way for me today. Moondust, Purifying damage by 4. I quite like the Purify. Purifying a shield makes it a worse turning Joust, but Purifying Defender's is great. Even if you lose 2 points on armor typically when you do so. Sentry makes a lot of sense. Cat Witcher with Sentry makes a lot of sense. Demeridian Bomb, Red Haze, making a bomb. So, here's what I think. We have Madoc, right? How many bombs are on our deck right now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bombs. Plus the 2 making bombs which are in neutral, or Scoi'tael not showing up in this search. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. That's a fine number. The thing is, I'm not the biggest fan of these bomb choices, right? So, making a bomb, good. Moonblast, good. Red Haze, I think it's too situational for me. And here's the thing. A lot of the time when I have the bombs in my hand and I keep them, it's because I'm going to keep removing stuff right way through my dock, through having Sabertooth out, and the condition of them needing 2 units. And this works best when those 2 units are not already damaged, right? So if you damage them, you lose out on the Red Haze value. So this is a card you play when your opponent has, ideally with 2 big things. In our deck, that's not going to happen a lot, and I think that it'd be better served by taking this out for a different bomb. Specifically Northern Wind. Dancing Star got buffed, fine. Samum. The Samum move might actually be better for our deck. Maybe take out Red Haze for Samum. Try it out. I'm not sure. I haven't really played around with Samum too much. But the one thing I would suggest is probably putting in Northern Wind. The Banish comes up and is useful a lot. In the games today, that in this video, it did come up a lot. But I played several games that I didn't record also. And it was very useful, especially against Lippy, because you can just bomb and banish the Shield Maidens. Or against stuff like Roach, you can bomb and banish that. I guess if you don't see any Lippy decks, or any decks with Flying Redanian, it might make sense for you to not play it. But I recommend trying it out if you want to. If you want to. If you have it too, right? So that's what I think. What would I change if I was going to make this deck? If I was just going to make this deck, I think we'd go Dragon Scream out. All this seems fine. Master Mirror, you know what? I bet Master Mirror is one of the, we'll leave Master Mirror in. Just because I feel like this is another one of our viewers who likes Master Mirror. We'll leave him in. In the spirit of the deck. We'll leave him in. And then, Castle, yep. Regina, yep. Ciara and Moran. I don't think we need all of these. Of them, I like Moran's flexibility. I like Ciaran's move. I like the Regene's points. Of them, we'll just take out the Rigori for now, because he doesn't fit the faction. Just whichever one is fine. Melena's fine. Sage, I would keep Sage in for now and try it out more. I only played like 10 games with this deck. I mean, only 10 games, but Sage didn't work out. But I feel like I was unlucky in how Sage worked out today, so I would keep it and try it out more. As far as the bombs, this is all fine. I would probably take out Red Haze. The Meridian bomb's actually pretty good, but we look at the other bombs. I would put in Northern Wind, maybe just one, I'll put in 2 Northern Winds. And now we have 15 provisions left, and I want cards that give me point swings, right? Because that's what we're really lacking in that deck. 2 cards out of 15. I want something that gives me big point swings. So the choices are probably going to be limited. Now, looking at what we have here, we don't have Devotion, we don't have anything for Symbiosis, so that excludes a lot of stuff. Force Protector we actually can't play here because we're not using nature cards. Alright, let's just say the one thing I want to put in first. So, one bigger card and one card I want to put in is Rita Brigade. For our uses of our charges as our finisher, our leader charges as a finisher, and value out of our movements more. I want to put one of him in. We need a 10. I want a 10 version card that provides a lot of point swings. Now we don't have any dwarves actually, except Novigrad and Justice. We have too much room in our deck for bombs, so it's not going to work. We could play Call of the Forest, which would help actually quite a bit setting stuff up. But the thing is, most of our really high provision cards, like Anomaly and Triss and Madoc, well, we don't play Madoc, but we don't really have like, say like Great Oak and Forest Protector cards where they're really powerful. You definitely want to play out of your deck. So I don't know if don't think Call of the Forest is the answer here. Of these, none of them really stand out to me as being super helpful. Which is the issue with the deck, right? We don't have big point swing cards, and it's hard to find them. Let's go look at neutrals. Got the Arguda Roog, Worldly Cream, Primordial Dow. It's a 9. The thing is, I think Lambert, Swordmaster, might be our point swing card. It is up to you, really. Like, what do you want to put in? You could put in a Geralt, you could put in anything for 10. I think what the deck needs really is a point swing type card. So whatever you want to use for your point swing type card. I would say here, if I was making this deck right now, what would I put in? I would probably put in Primordial Down. We just need, or Lambert. We have enough removal already though that Lambert's probably redundant. I think we just need a big card, and there aren't any big cards to play in Scoi'tael except for Synthesis. Actually, Synthesis is 11, right? That's the thing, right? So, what I think of is this Synthesis, or this Saskia Synthesis, same person, just transformed or whatever. I think if I was making a deck, I'd take out Mirror and take out Dow and just go Synthesis, go to 8. Look at 8. Say, look, hey, what are we missing? We know what we're missing. And of all this stuff, what makes the most sense in our deck? Honestly, of all of these things, we have elves and we have dryads. Isengrim's Council is not great. I would put in Pavko. This is another engine. You can just put Pavko in the melee row, move it to the ranged row with your leader ability to 7. It's not going to die, and just consistent 2 points a turn helps us make sure we kill stuff. And we've got our big point swing in Saskia. Something like this. You probably don't have all these cards, maybe don't, probably don't. But your deck's fine. This is just what I would personally play instead. Not criticizing what you put in or anything. This is what I would do. And what I would do keeping it most similar to your deck. I prefer using, if I'm going to use the bombs and Madoc, I prefer not using like hardly any other removal because it takes up so much of the deck already. But that's just me. Let me know what you think if you have fun with it. I thought it was a fun deck. And we'll see you guys next time.